am Superwoman. Yes, I am. Yes, she is. That's some good coffee. And I'm making a mess. Crazy. Huh, let's go. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Her Path, Her Pace, where growth meets grace, and I am your host, Shay. And thank you for joining me on another lovely Tuesday. If this is your first time being here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back, y'all. Oh my goodness, it's another week. We are rolling through August. It seems like this journey is flying by. It's something about like the first half of the year. After it's, the rest of the year just be whoosh. Like, them early months seem to like take forever to like go. And like we in like once we get past them, the rest of the year just seemed like it'd be flying, baby, flying. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive right into life lately. Okay, so like what's going on in my world? Same old child. Ain't really nothing new really just happening. But like I do recall and remember telling y'all that my August is like jam packed and like my weekends are jam packed. And so something that I do have coming up is actually my friend's her cousin's birthday that's coming up, and one of the things we're supposed to be doing for her birthday is Fear Factor theme, and I'm just so excited and amped about it, and I can't wait because yeah, your girl is definitely participating, and I'm mad competitive. They don't really know how competitive I really am, and I'm very competitive, mind over matter competitive, like I'm determined to win. Like I'm not coming to lose. So I hope all of them ready. I hope everybody ready. I hope my stomach ready. I hope my mental ready. But I'm excited and I can't wait to get in there and like boss up and show 'em what it do. Boss up and show 'em what it do. Yeah. Okay. And then also Tyler Perry, I do have a little slight bone to pick. Slight bone to pick. Now let me tell you something. Don't understand what went on behind in the logistics of all of the BET Plus and all of that. I don't really know too much. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But sir, where are my plays? Like the whole reason why I got BET Plus in the first place was to watch the plays. And now I'm having to purchase all of the like, sir, I was literally paying you a monthly subscription to watch these plays. I just want the plays back. I just want my plays, and I'll be satisfied because those plays are my comfort. Whenever I feel down and out, like when I say my comfort, I legit mean my comfort. When I was in college and undergrad, and I was missing my baby sister and my mommy because that's something we used to always do together. We used to sit in the living room and watch your plays. And now I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I would love if that could be rectified. That'd be great. That'd make me feel so great if it could be rectified. Okay. Okay. Now I'm off that little soapbox. But that's really all that's going on in life and all of the things. But yeah, what's going on in y'all's world? What is your August looking like? If you have kids, how is school going? If you're in school, how is school going? Are you excited about, starting school? If has school started for y'all yet? I'm not too sure. But yeah, just let me know down below in the comments. Talk to your girl, talk with your girl, and let me know what's going on. What's going on? How is all of that and everything? Okay, yeah. So now that we are all caught up with each other, let's go ahead and talk about those glow up goals. Okay, so as I mentioned, we are entering the second half of the year, and I just, we're rounding out what this. We've already entered the second half of the year. So what am I trying to say? Okay, yes, we've already entered the second half of the year and everything. And so, summer bucket list didn't go as we planned. Well, at least for me, didn't go the way I planned, and that's a-okay. So I am just but now I'm getting in the mindset and gearing up to put myself in the mindset of creating a list of maybe 3 to 6 goals that I would like to complete before the end of the year. And I'm not saying we're going to do them just yet. I just want you to take this time and this week or so to plan, like think about 3 to 6 things that you would like to accomplish before the end of the year, by the end of the year, and just contemplate over that. Things that you would like to grow in whatever area in your life, focus in, lock down, lock in on, grow in, mature in, so on and so forth. I'm going to take this time to be thinking over that. And so that's the glow up goal for this week. Just think and contemplate and meditate over 3 to 6 goals that you want to complete by the end of the year, before the end of the year. And we are going to write those things down and we will come back to them. Okay? Like, that's what we're going to do. But I just want you to take this time to actually think, because you might not have taken the time to be in the mindset of thinking about things that you actually want to accomplish. You might not have taken the time to reflect over the things you haven't yet done that you said you were going to do. So, this is what we're taking the time to do this week. We're taking the time to sit and think about the things that we have not done yet that we would still like to get done before the end of the year, by the end of the year. All right, 3 to 6 things. Not many. It doesn't have to be the full 6. Like I said, it can be 3. I mean, if you only got 2, it can be 2. I'm pushing. I'm pushing myself to really think. Hey, go big, go home. Go hard, go home. That's where my mind is. So yeah, I encourage you all to do the same thing with me. And if you would like, you can also share those things down below. Alrighty. So now that we are all glowing, growing, and going, let's see who we are in step with on today. So, for this week's shared steps, I want to give flowers to Quinta Brunson. Something I truly admire about Quinta's story is that she really built her career by creating. Before Abbott Elementary, before the Emmys and all of the recognition she's receiving now, she was making funny videos on Instagram, creating content for BuzzFeed, writing, acting, and continuing to find different ways to develop her voice and put her work in front of people. I know y'all remember that. Oh, he got money. I know y'all remember that clip because I remember that clip. And look at where that creativity has taken her. Quinta went on to create, write, executive produce, and star in Abbott Elementary, a show inspired in part by her own experiences growing up with a mother who was a teacher. The show has become a huge success, and Quinta has made history along the way, including becoming the first Black woman in more than 40 years to win an Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. But beyond the awards and accolades, I really want to give her flowers for what she's built and the way she's done it. She took her own sense of humor, her experiences, her ideas, and her perspective and turned them into something that millions of people can connect with. And I think there's something really special about seeing a Black woman create something that feels so authentically hers and then watching the world embrace it. So this week's flowers goes to Quinta Brunson for creating, for writing, for making us laugh, for continuing to bet on her own ideas, and for opening even more doors for Black women to tell our stories in our own voices. Keep doing your thing, Quinta. We're watching, we're laughing, and we're rooting for you. Okay, so now that we are all in step on today, let's go ahead and set the mood with some tunes. Okay, everybody. So for this week's Her Playlist, the song we're going to start off with is Superwoman by Alicia Keys. And the way this song fits into this topic, this theme of the episode is, for me, it acknowledges, you can be strong, but it doesn't mean ignoring also being human. And so that's what this song represents in this playlist. The next song is Masterpiece by Jasmine Sullivan. And It is acknowledging you are worthy as the whole. You are worthy as who you are, embracing your imperfections and still being, picturesque Mona Lisa. Okay, recognizing what's already within you and the power and value that that has alone in itself. And last but not least, to round out this week's playlist, it is On My Mama by Victoria Monet. Because we're going to end on a high note, end with some energy, okay? Confidence. I know who I am, I know my worth, and I know everything about me. And it's great, just the way I am. Like I said, feeling ourselves just a little bit. Because on my mama, on my hood, I look like, I look good. Touch my swag, wish you could. I look fly, I look good. Get it from my mama, on my hood. I look fine, I look good. You can't take my mind, wish you could. I look fly, I look too good. Huh. Okay, that's how we rounded out this week's playlist. Oh man. Okay, so now that we got the mood set, let's go ahead and walk through this thing, y'all. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and say, if you haven't seen Spider-Man Brand New Day yet, go watch the movie and then come back and finish this episode, because that's exactly what we're talking about in this episode, Spider-Man Brand New Day. But we're not talking about the entire movie, so I mean, you can also stick around if you don't mind like a scene spoiled or whatever. Granted, it's a very pivotal scene, but I digress. Like I said, if you haven't seen it yet, honestly, shame on you. Should have been seen it at least once at this point. But I understand if life be busy, whatever. But pause, go watch it, and then come back and finish this episode. Okay, cool, because we're about to talk about a very important scene in the movie. Great. So the scene that I really wanted to talk about, and that's really been a buzz since the movie has came out, is the scene in when they are at blah, blah, blah. Is the scene where Spider-Man, after he fights the Hand and he's trying to stop Jean Grey from basically, annihilating everybody, because she realizes that she's literally in the place that was the last spot her sister was alive in, when she looks up and she sees VMAX and realizes, I'm sitting in the exact chair, exact room where my sister died, her last memory, and I'm doing it inside the hands of the man who murdered her. Like, I'm literally, and everybody's frozen and she's controlling, like, yeah, that scene, right? And so Peter breaks in, Spider-Man breaks in and all of that. And he finally allows Jean to see into his memory that she kept trying to knock on the entire movie. But he wouldn't let her in. He was able to push her out and all the things. But yes, because Jean was having a whole breakdown and everything, yada yada yada. And in the scene, in the memory that Peter finally allows her to see, is him and Aunt May sitting down, and they are talking about, she's telling him how him being Spider-Man is great and all of those things. And how sometimes being special can feel lonely. It can be isolating, and how people can come into your life and they will use you and they'll mistreat you. They won't understand you, and they will try to abuse your gift. They will try to abuse the thing that makes you special. But in all of that, the truth, like, she placed the deepest responsibility on him to always remember that the people around you, the people who truly love and care about you, don't care about the thing that makes you special. They love you for you being you. And so this scene was like highly emotionally intelligent, and it touched on a lot of core things that I just wanted to reflect on and talk about in this week's episode. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is, sometimes, like I said, what makes you feel special, what makes you special, can be very isolating. um being different can be lonely. Having a different path than other people can be lonely. Um, the way things pan out for your life and all the things can make you feel lonely. It can isolate you, and sometimes you have times and moments, like I said, where you gotta lock down, and zero in and focus. Granted, it's all about a balance. However, sometimes it's just how it goes. It's how life happens, and that's just how it is. And in that scene, Jean felt very alone. She, after realizing like this is where like the one person who understood me, the one person who was teaching me all of these things, the one person that genuinely was living in my shoes and was my sister, has been taken away from me. And that was the only person who understood me, the only person I felt seen by. And now I feel so alone because now I know for a fact, like, there's no doubt in my mind, like, because in the entire movie, the whole purpose is she's trying to get to her sister, to rescue her sister. And so she finally has, once she realizes where she is, she sees, no, my sister is dead. And like it connects. And now the one person that I know truly and love and understand, and, you know, vice versa for me, is dead and is gone. And now I feel so alone and I feel extremely lost, more lost and more alone than I was on this journey trying to get to her. You know? And by Peter allowing her to see that memory, she saw that, you know, Peter understands her. And Peter has also been in those shoes. Peter has also had that talk. Peter has had these emotions. Peter understands the weight and responsibility of having a gift and having to make sacrifices and having to be alone. And because, like, even though that was the talk she saw, I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume that she also was able to span through more of his memories and see how alone he really is and how he had to sacrifice his friends. Like, literally nobody remembers who he is. Nobody remembers Peter Parker. Everybody remembers Spider-Man, but nobody remembers Peter Parker. And he made that choice as a sacrifice. And the one person in his life that truly was there before it all is dead. So, you know, different reasons, different things happened, but it was the same feeling of loneliness. And like I said, being special, being different, having a gift, having a different path, having a different journey can feel so lonely. And not in a like, woe is me kind of way. It just genuinely can be. It can be isolating. It's just acknowledgement on how different paths, different lives, your gifts, things that make you special can also be lonely. And you're not wrong if you have those moments of loneliness. It's acknowledgement. But furthermore, you know, another thing that I also wanted to touch on is that in the clip, in the scene, it made me realize like and then, also another key point that Aunt May talked about is some people will want your gift more than they want you. They will love the gift, love what makes you special more than you. They will see the gift and they will abuse it, use it, misuse it, throw it away. Not, it's so many things. And it's hard as the person that's special, as the person that has this ability, whatever that ability and gift is, whether that's, you know, bringing light to somebody's life, allowing, you know, positive energy to come in, or being able to speak encouragement over people, or even just being able to offer a genuine ear sometimes. It doesn't, like, what makes you special and what is special about you, a gift that you can have, doesn't necessarily always have to be this big talent. But even if it is, if it's like you have this beautiful voice, if you have this way of words, if you have this mind that you can write and create stories, and so many talents and gifts that can exist and that do exist in the world, whatever your talent gift is, whatever it is that makes you special, it can be hard navigating who is genuinely there for you and who is there for your gift through all of that. I said all of that to say, like, that is something that I'm still learning. So it's a never ending lesson. Granted, your discernment does get a lot stronger. It does get a lot better. For me, it's gotten a lot better and stronger the closer and the more I built my relationship with God, and trusting my gut and trusting his voice and everything for me. But it is but even in that, I still have times where I struggle, and sometimes I push back and I don't need to, and I have walls up and guards up that aren't necessary. But then sometimes I let people in a little too easy, and it's a little bit much, and I have to pay for it. And so it's a balancing act. Some people get it better than others, some people don't. But it is part of, you know, the journey, part of that path. And for me, something that I have learned in even in watching that clip and that scene is that understanding to not attach my value, to not attach my usefulness, to not attach my worth to the gift. to the thing that makes me special, to the things that make me special. And that was something that Aunt May was also preaching to Peter. Well, not preaching, but telling Peter is that, your value does not lie in you being Spider-Man. You are amazing just because you are you. You are loved just because you are you. And you shouldn't attach your value, your worth to being Spider-Man, and to remember that you are worth more than that. Because sometimes you can, when you underperform, or you feel like you aren't useful, when you don't know what to do, what's going on, it can make you question, who am I? Definitely been there. Definitely been there. Like, with different things, not even just like, I've been there with music. I've been there in terms of friendships. I've been there in terms of just life and career and like so many things, so many times. Well, not so many times, but I've been there enough. And like I said, one thing it is something that I am actively learning. And so I'm not just talking to y'all, as y'all can see these past few episodes ain't just for y'all. I'm talking to myself too here. And just remembering that the things that make me special, my gifts, my talents, even if I can't perform, it's not, well, that's the thing. It's not about performing. It's not about performing your worth, because that's your usefulness, all of those things do not make you worthy. You are just worthy as you are. And whether you can show up 110% or you barely got 25%, you being there is more than enough. You are worth more. And you are still who you are. You are still you, even if your quote unquote gift, even if your talent and things just, even if you feel like they aren't being useful, or if you don't feel, not attaching your worth and your value and your usefulness to your gifts and talents, because at the end of the day, you are still valued. You still matter. That's what I'm trying to say. And like I said, and what Aunt May touched on, and she left Peter with this. She said, "This is your deepest responsibility, above everything else, is to remember that the people who love you, the people who truly support you, love you because of you, not because of the gifts, not because of what makes you special, not because of the talent." And she was reminding Peter that I love you for you before anything else, before Spider-Man. And it is okay to mess up. It's okay to fall down. It's okay to give yourself some grace, because you are human at the end of the day, even though, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, kind of not human mutant type thing. But the point is, it's okay to be human. It's okay to make mistakes. And regardless of it all, the people around you who truly love you and support you will still love you and will still support you. And it is okay to just exist. It is okay to just be you. And, maybe this was also something you need to hear. Because I know I needed to hear it. Because I was in the theaters boo-hooing. Not like, "Rah, rah," not ugly crying. But, I definitely let a few tears fall from my eyes. Okay? Definitely did that. But clearly in the scene, Jean needed it, because it allowed her to feel seen. It made her feel seen. It made her feel understood. It also, made her not feel so alone. And it gave me a new perspective on the saying, misery loves company. Because I know people typically use it in a negative way. And they're just like, oh my gosh, people always want to drag you down when they're down. But in this sense, and in this perspective, shifting perspectives, when you see, no, yes, misery loves company, but also in, like, yeah, some people just they're miserable and they want to be miserable and they want everyone around them to be miserable. But also on the flip side of that, misery loves company, some people just want to be seen. Sometimes you just want to be acknowledged. Sometimes you just want to feel heard, and you just want to know that you're not alone. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. um So yeah, that's just what that scene felt like. It just acknowledged the loneliness, acknowledged the truth to existing and having powers, and the responsibility in navigating the world with gifts and talents, and not understanding who's genuinely there for you, and all of the things and having your worth tied to it and understanding and believing that it is okay to make mistakes. It's okay to mess up, and I'm going to have sacrifices that I'm going to make and all of the things. But at the root of it, at the core of it, I am valued and I am amazing and I matter just because I am me, just because I exist. Not because of the things that I can give, not because of the things that I do, not because of the things that I offer, not because of my talents, gifts, or whatever it is that makes me special. I am valued and I am loved just for existing, and that matters. Okay? So you don't have to earn your value. You are valuable. And that existed before anything else, before the gifts, before the talents. Your value existed the moment you came to be. So you are valuable, you matter. And being you includes all of those messy parts, but in those messy parts, it does not lack accountability. Okay, you still have to make room to apologize. You still have to take accountability for your mistakes and mess ups. You still have to give yourself room to grow, because staying stagnant, no, no bueno. And there are consequences for your actions. There are consequences for your decisions. Consequences and rewards. Part of life. Yin and yang. It's the balance. But it is okay to make a mistake. It is okay to be human. That doesn't take away your value. And those who love you will, in fact, call you out. They will hold you accountable for all of those mistakes, well, for the mistakes they see, and try to help as best as they can. But regardless of any of it, we'll still love and support you through it all. All in all, I just want to say that what makes you special may open doors for you. It may change your life. It may even change other people's lives. But it is not the price you pay to deserve love. You deserve love, and you are valued regardless. Okay, so now we have reached the point in the episode where I want to hear your voices. I would like to hear your testimonials. Anytime there has been anything in your life where you've had to learn a lesson, any moments where you had to give yourself grace, any mistakes you've made and that you've grown from, and all of the things and so forth and so on. Or if you would like some advice. I'm not certified, not licensed, but I can give you the best big sis advice that I got for you, okay? You can email those letters into lettersalongtheway@gmail.com. That is lettersalongthewew@gmail.com. So, for the grace note this week, I simply want to say don't confuse what makes you special with what makes you valuable. Your gifts very well may be part of your journey, but they are not the price of admission for love. You are worthy without the cape. Remember that. So, as we close out this week's episode, I just want to say thank you guys for joining me for another week, trucking along on another journey, another thing, another thing. Okay, so I just want to remind you guys to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube on the for the podcast, and you can follow the podcast at Her Path, Her Pace on social media platforms, and you can follow me, your host Shay, at Reshae on all social media platforms as well. Remember, write those listener letter advice letters, testimonials, and all of those things into lettersalongtheway@gmail.com. The link to the Her playlist will be found down below in the description box. Also, if you have any other business inquiries or comments, questions, concerns, you can also email those to herpath@gmail.com. All of that information can be found down below in the description box if you forget. But thank you guys again, once again, for joining me for another week, for another episode. And until next time, guys, remember to pause, breathe, take a beat, and don't forget to give yourself some grace. Bye.